Today I am going to be doing a speech about the Save the Dolphins, Whales, and Sea Turtles Foundation. The South Pacific side of Costa Rica is known as a National Geographic and the most biologically intense place on the world. The waters of OSA Peninsula are marine life wonderlands, housing in 26 species of dolphins and whales, and all four of the world's 8 species of sea turtles. Costa Rica enjoys being one of the most biologically diverse ocean ecosystems that we have out here, mainly because a part of the vast habitat lives here, within the shallow waters of the top-of-the-line water with low oxygen levels. With water conditions being year-round, many species congregate, which increases the number of marine life to come to this area, which also increases the life getting caught and killed by long lines, gill nets, shrimp towing, and tuna boats. Whales. Protection is needed especially for these humpback whales. The Pacific side of Costa Rica is the only place in the world where two come from the 2 different hemispheres and breed, and they have babies. Whales, despite living in water, breathe air, just like us. We are warm-blooded mammals. They also nurse their young just like we do. Unable to currently come to the surface and breathe because of the gill nets and all the traps that are being set are causing these whales to be caught underwater and not properly being able to come up for their breath of air. Dolphins. 20 years ago, there were dolphins as far as the eye could see. Today, these monster factory ships have made Costa Rica's oceans into almost a barbarian sea. There are very few tuna fish also that follow these dolphins because everyone is being scared of all of the nets that dolphins and whales and sea turtles are being caught in. Every gallon of shrimp that is harvested, another 5 gallons of sea life is killed. Long lines are a continuous threat to the whales that cannot see and the dolphins that cannot see them, and they are getting severely cut by the lines, by the hooks, and worse, they get tangled and they drown. Sea turtles. Nearly all species of sea turtles are classified as endangered, slaughtered for their eggs, their meat, their skin, their shells. Sea turtles suffer from poaching and overexploitation. A lot of countries eat their meat and sell for money, so they are being killed by the thousands and thousands. They also face habitat destructions and an accidental capture in fishing gear. Turtles. Human activities have tipped the scales against the survival of these poor ancient turtles. Even things that we cannot change, they still are bringing an increased number to the extinction that is coming near to these turtles. The climate, they affect the nesting sites, they alter the sex of the hatching eggs, which are resulting in more female turtles. The more females we have, the less males we have. There is no one to reproduce. The numbers are decreasing, not only because of the fishing lines, not only because of the poachers, because of the climate as well. So let's do something about the things we can stop, about the lines, about the poaching, about protecting the marine life in this Costa Rica area. Tens and thousands of sea turtles are lost each year over harvesting and illegal trade. As humans, we can be selfish. We need to start thinking less about us directly and in this moment and start thinking about the future. Start thinking about what's happening to these animals right now. We need to start thinking about how they're getting caught in the crossfire, even if we're not meaning to hurt these. We are meaning to fish, we are meaning to get, food to put on our tables, but in the crosshairs, we have to do something to protect these animals, because if there's no longer animals, there's no longer anything that we can catch and fish and provide for our family with. Long lines are continuous threats that can become harmful to dolphins and whales that cannot see them. They're getting severely cut, they're getting tangled, they're being drowned. There's many things. They're not just being, caught up in the nets and, oh, let me let them go and they're fine. No, they're being held underneath the water. They're not coming up to breathe. They're drowning. They're losing life because of these long lines of these factory ships who are coming in to get all of this fish and all of these, all of this meat, these meat runs that are honestly killing more fish that they aren't trying to get than the actual meat they're getting. Donating to save dolphins, whales, and sea turtles is a remarkable decision that can be made to give these animals a voice. We must be the ones that stand up. They can't speak for themselves, so we have to be the ones that speak for them. You can create a marine protected area off the OSA Peninsula of Costa Rica and help save these dolphins, these whales, and these sea turtles. The donation ranges from $5,000 to $5,000. There are many perks to donating. Yes, you are helping us save, but because you are helping us save these animals, we want to give back. They give you perks to, if you donate $5, you get this. If you donate $5,000, you get a bigger prize. It kind of just ranges from how, much money you want to donate is how much of a perk you're going to get in return. The goal that we're trying to get to is $55,000, and we've only reached 3% of that goal. We have a long way to go, so we need to get together and start donating. And by donating, we're not asking to ban the fishermen, to ban their livelihood, to take their business from them. We're just asking that they do it in different areas where this marine life isn't suffering, isn't going extinct, isn't going to troublesome with the future of them and their inbreds. This is a quote that I found on the WWF wildlife page. It says, "You don't have to be a fishery biologist to know that you are killing 80% of the animals that haven't reproduced yet. You're on a collision course towards extinction." Be the one to give the marine life a safe piece of water from long lines, gill traps, and etc. All it takes is one to start something great. So be that one. The end.